Hey there, welcome to That Dang Dad. My name is Phil, and tonight I want to get you in the mood. To talk about our fears, that is. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I'm extremely enamored with Stacy Clifford Simplican's The Capacity Contract. Her book is about the politics of disability, but in it she talks about the idea of communities of vulnerability, communities that are centered around solidarity between people who need the same things rather than people who can merely benefit each other with mutual strengths or whatever. In the interest of applying philosophy books to real life, I thought I would invite you all to join my mini community of vulnerability as a new parent and explain some of the fears that I have now that I have a 3.5-month-old child chilling at my house. You know, I don't know how it is for other dads, but I feel a lot of internal pressure to be fearless, to be the optimist, to be the conqueror, to be the guy with all the answers in the house. And, I don't always feel at liberty to talk about being afraid. And that is 100% internalized patriarchy. There's nobody in my life, nobody in my family, there's nobody in my friend group that puts that kind of pressure on me. I put it on myself. So tonight, let's get out of that mindset and let's just put it all out there. So here's an obvious one. I'm definitely afraid my daughter might die randomly someday. SID, some disease, some kind of car accident, getting dropped. And I'm pretty sure if she died, I would just implode from sadness. So there's that sub-fear too. I don't want to implode. Along the same lines, I'm really worried about her getting sick and not being able to afford treatments or being bankrupted by medical costs. It's like every day, in the United States anyway, you hear about some kid who needs a nuclear lung replacement or a new spine made out of nanobots or something, and the family's got to start a whole GoFundMe and, beg for money so they can afford it. And obviously, I hope there's a treatment if she ever comes down with something, but I really worry about medical costs in this country. This coincides with the sub-fear I have that I might lose my job or be otherwise unable to provide for my family. I have a good job right now, but, anything could happen. I'm worried about being a bad dad. I'm worried about being overbearing or underappreciative, of being too much, being too little, teaching the wrong lessons, missing the important lessons. I'm not very sentimental, so I'm worried about seeming too detached or too uninterested. I worry that I'm going to fail to raise her to be a compassionate, empathetic, curious, self-confident, or happy person. I also worry that she won't trust me, that she'll think she can't tell me things. I worry that she might feel like she has to sneak around or lie. I worry that she might feel like she has to hide traumas or hide mistakes. I worry that she might not feel safe telling me if she accidentally gets pregnant or if she just wants to quit college and go be an artist or something like that. I worry that she won't feel safe telling me that she's queer or trans. I worry about somehow not showing her that I will love her no matter who she is and no matter what makes her happy. And that said, I also worry that I'll do everything right and she might turn out to be a jerk or a sociopath or something. She's going to be one of those people that just grows up evil for no good reason. I'm a little worried about that too. Hey, here's a good one. I'm worried that climate change is going to ruin her future. I know there's plenty of people out there who think that climate change is not a big deal and that 96% of the world's climate scientists are wrong. And hey, that might be true. But all the same, I worry about what the world is going to look like when she's in high school and in college. Is she going to have to fight in the water wars? Will we still be fighting with white nationalist groups? Will wealth inequality and automation means that she's got to work like 12 gig economy jobs and that billionaires are going to be making her fight cyber dogs for sport? And if that's the case, how can I become a billionaire? Put your comments down below. Ultimately, I think I can express my worries in the sort of following anxiety layer cake. I'm afraid that I brought a life into this world that will suffer, fail to thrive, and maybe die, and that will be my fault. Is that a little narcissistic? Maybe, but it's how I feel. And would I put the genie back in the bottle in exchange for feeling more at peace? Of course not. We've already talked about it imploding from sadness. I'm just saying, Obviously, she's going to suffer. I mean, Gautama Buddha knew that like thousands of years ago. There's just already so much suffering in the world, and I hope that I'm adding to the overall joy and compassion in the world and not just the overall suffering. But I guess none of us can really control that, can we? So what about you? What keeps you up at night? Feel free to seek solidarity down below in the comments. Hey, thanks for listening tonight. Hope it either validates your own fears or gives you the permission that you need to tell other people what's going on with you. Yeah, don't bottle it up. Find somebody and tell them what you're afraid of. Share it with them. Let's let vulnerability and support be our guides in this brave new world. Thanks again, and good night.